So last video we talked about organizing and coloring folders and everything else, right? So we know that here's all your folders. Here's some basic stuff that you can add. Here's some of the content and things that you can do. Your play button. Let's change that back. All right, your play button so you can start playing your game. Here's where everything that's in this world will be located in this pen over here. Whenever you click on one of your objects in the world, the details of whatever that object can do will be over here. All right, so let me take you to a new tab over here, world settings. All right, so what's in the world settings? To keep it simple, you have, let's see, all right, you got your character, which is right here within the game mode. So right now the game mode is set on, I'm going to set it anyway, on third person. So that's this game mode that it's in. The third person has a character. It has a HUD, so whatever is displayed in the HUD, like health bars, etc. This one is it's blank, so there's nothing here. And then it has the controller, the game base, the player state, and spectator pawn. So this is where you have the details for the game mode that's running this game, and you can set this up on your own. And this again, it contains um, the character, the controller, the HUD, all that. You can make all this on your own. This is just one that it has. And then you have light mask settings. So this sky is kind of weird. Okay, like this is the sky sphere, right? So again, everything is a world in games. Like this was placed here. So no, let me show you. I clicked on it. It comes up over here, right? Double click it, and I want to see it. So this is what that looks like. All right. But when you come over here to your light mask, just to let you know so that you don't run into the same thing, this doesn't change. It won't change, man. Like watch, okay? So here's your environment color, right? Let's mess with that. You know, like nothing happens. Like static light. So this is kind of like weird, but it affects different lights that's in the world, but not the skybox. Just to let you know. But this is where this is where all your lights and stuff is at, and then you have your physics and a lot of other detailed stuff. But this is your world settings. You're gonna come here too, again as needed. But this is one thing I want to talk about right here, the game mode. This is again has where your character's at, the HUD, the controller, and basic functions of the game mode itself. All right. So let's come back over here. Let's actually do some stuff to this world. So this is your content. Let's come to starter content. So there's your starter content. This is the content that it opened up beforehand. I mean that we said that we wanted in here. And let's just mess with some things instead of going to all the detailed stuff. All right. So materials. Let's come to materials. So double click that, and here's all the materials that it has. All right, so let's just add one of these to the world. Say this brick right here. See that? And then it changes. And it's really well made because, see how it makes you feel like you're in it. All right. You have that one, and then you have, say you want to add brick, so you add brick. And say you want that on the wall, or you want it on that wall, or you want it on this wall. See, you can start adding stuff really, really simple with materials. All right. So let's say you want to mess with this guy. Well, it looks kind of plain. How do I mess with him though? Right? How do I get to him? Right? I see what's in the world. All this stuff is in the world, and I can put materials to him. Right? But how do I mess with him? So here's a trick to that. Whatever something in your world, again, it's going to come up here, right? So let's come to him. Let's come over here, right click. You say, well, where is he at? I don't know where this asset is at. You go to browse assets. When you browse asset, boop, it's going to take you to wherever this in your level is at. It's going to take you to that file where it's at. And it also takes you to, voila, this game mode that I was talking about earlier. So let's actually check that game mode out right quick. because this character comes with this set of game, with this game mode set. All right, let's double click that, and it'll take you to the settings right here. And so you can change them in the regular browser too, but you can also change them here. And if you open up the full editor, this is where you can really start messing with some stuff at. This is the blueprints. This is where all of your work and all of your time will be spent making your own game. Okay? But so, again, you say this, so, well, I'm going to change him. You know, this white is pretty cool, but I want to change it. So we found out where he was at. Again, you come up here, you right click, and go to find asset, and it take you right there to him and highlight it. So let's double click that, see what that's about. Oh, takes us back to blueprint. Oh, so he has a blueprint on him too? Yep. How do you think he's moving around and walking around? He has a blueprint on him. Boom, it's right here. Again, all your files and everything that you go on will be right here, and you can move these around and detach them and everything else too. I guess I should go over this kind of, I don't want to say the simple things of Unreal, but how to navigate this thing. That'll be in the next video. So right here, this is what makes up your character. So yeah, all these different settings is how he's moving, right? And this is all C++. That's why I strongly recommend to learn some coding. Don't just jump into a blueprint wholeheartedly. Learn some code beforehand, especially if you're just not learning. But this is where all this is at, and these are all the settings for him right here. Yeah, settings for this, I gotta put it, for the character itself. But here you have different components that make up this character. And all these settings for these different components that make up this character is over here. So what's the character? Well, whenever you come to blueprints, most likely you're going to come here to the event graph. But we want to actually see him to change some stuff, right? So we come to the viewport. Right, so here's the meat. Here's where the character is at. Right, and in all these things you can change settings. All of your settings, no matter what tab you go in, unless you change this, or your details is the correct word, will be over here on the right hand side. Okay, so here's the character. We found him. Here's all the settings for the character. Here's all the different components that make up that character right here. And we'll go over these things in the next video. Actually, I'll go and do that. Alright, so we want to change the material on him, right? So let's do that. So you're over here. You mess with it. Okay, see all this stuff. Okay, how do I change material? You come back over here and be like, well, wait a minute. How do I change this? I remember I clicked on this. And it was right here. So it actually showed me the material of this object that I placed. So where's it at for him? So you come over here, you're clicking, and you're looking, you see all the settings, right? Come on, oh, wait a minute. What is this? Mesh. Alright, so let's learn something new. Every character that you make with another program, it has a mesh to it. A mesh is basically a 3D object that makes up the look and design of this character. And again, in Unreal, and most C3D programs, they use something called a material that's added onto a polygon 3D mesh to give it the look that it has. So the reason why he's so shiny, alright, why he looks like a robot, is because of the materials that he has on him. But the mesh that makes this up, so this is polygon right here. See that indentation? And some of this is material. You can mess with materials in a way to make them look like it's made out of polygon, and it's not. And I hope everybody has like a, basic knowledge of what polygons and stuff is. So yeah, so we want to change this. So we come over here, and I want to put something else different on him. So he has two materials on him. All right, so we have right here, we have the skeleton. All right, and that's how he's able to move around. You have a mesh, you have a skeleton, and then you have materials. All right, so how do I change one of these? Let's find this first. This right here is where it's at. This will change it to the default. Okay, which is kind of mess you up because you're like, well, this is already on it. Yeah, but if you click it, yeah, see. Sorry about that. This is it's not going to do it for this one. But if you was to add him here and then put something new on him and click this, it'll go away. So technically that shouldn't be there. But to find this material that's on him, you can simply go to the magnifying glass. And again, it's just like coming here and right clicking and finding an asset. It'll find where this is at in your folders. All right, so here this is. So you come back here and you want to change this. Here's how you do that. You can go into the code and mess with it here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to come back to our starter content. We're going to find a material. Say I'm going to put some brush metal on them, right? When I click this, notice how it turns yellow, right? No doubt, right? But when you click it once, leave it there, come back and hit this arrow. Oh, that's the small part of them. Let's change the big part. Boom. All right. It's going to change that. So that's what I want to teach you right here, this arrow. Whatever you have highlighted here, and you come over here and hit the arrow, it's going to apply that for you. And there's a lot of instances you're going to need that. Instead of typing it out, or like coming down here and they're giving you like every option that you have within your folder. Hey, you can type it out if you want to, that's fine, but it's a little bit easier to come here and just click it and then come over here and hit the arrow and add it to them. All right, so that's how you change. That's how you find assets. That's how you change things quickly in Unreal.